Hi, hello, and welcome to the Strawberryno channel. Or welcome back if you are coming back. And thank you for supporting my channel. Today we are watching another classic by internet historian, the Failure of Fyre Festival, which was a story that I'm assuming everybody by now heard because it was just such a shit show. But let's see internet historians' recap of the events of the Fyre Festival.
Hi there. You're probably wondering how I got this tan. Well, let me tell you the story. It begins with a man by the name of Billy McFarland. Billy was a good boy. At 22, he had dreams of becoming a super wealthy entrepreneur.
I have some
to start a business called Magnesis.
I have some things to say about Billy McFarland, but I will keep it for the end of the video.
Translated from German, I believe it means yes, rule. Once he pitched an idea. Here's an accurate recreation of that event.
Mr. Rule,
He says,
I have a brilliant idea.
Like, word, like, yo, what happened? I'm like, yo, this nigga too wild, fucking the bitch.
precise,
Random
great
general
lines think alike.
gibberish.
It will be
Thank
2
you.
weeks of absolute luxury in the Bahamas.
Thank you, subtitles.
Mr. Rule. Promotion began in late 2016. Fyre promised beaches, ladies, gourmet food, luxury villas. Hosted on a private island in the Bahamas called Fyre Cay, once owned by Pablo Escobar. VIP tickets up to $250,000. Swimming pigs. Blink 182. Major laser. A steel drum. Welcome to Fyre Festival. The best 2 damn weeks of your life. I bought my ticket immediately.
Only good ideas
About 5,000 people are making their way directly
around
from
this
Miami
festival.
Airport, and there are huge delays to get to Fyre Cay. Although I shouldn't say Fyre Cay, because it doesn't exist. In the marketing, they referenced this island, which is actually Norman's Cay, run by George Jung, not Pablo, by the way. But that doesn't matter because we're not going there either. We're going to Great Exuma. Private island? Forget that. Population? 7,000. In fact, we're basically in the parking lot of a sandals resort.
Yeah, so somebody actually said that this was a blessing in disguise. Imagine if it was a private island with no infrastructure. Like, these people would have been stranded on a...
Don't forget your complimentary cup of UNICEF rice.
Jesus Christ.
No one knows whose tent belongs to whom, so start by getting
if it wasn't on such a popular island for, you know, holidays and whatnot, they would have been actually stranded on a deserted fucking island. That would have been a nightmare. It was really a blessing that they completely fumbled that, or just lied about it. I don't actually know if there was any like private island that this was supposed to take place on, actually. Yeah, this legitimately turned out great for those involved.
Expecting a party, this guy took all of his drugs on the flight over. He's the only one having any fun.
Yeah, let's fucking go!
Because it's been 5 hours and there's no food. In lieu of food, staff decide to start handing out tons of free tequila.
And that's a great idea when you're hungry and
it's just as delectable as promised.
When you're hungry, alcohol completely fucks you up.
A few hours later, bags arrive on a shipping container. It was getting dark and there was no lighting.
So everybody's walking around with their cell phones trying to look for their luggage.
Plenty of people had their luggage stolen. But don't worry, if you have any valuables, the festival advertised top-notch security. Here it is. But no one told guests they had to provide their own lock. There are rumors of muggings by the locals.
I heard rumors of feral dogs.
A tent supposedly caught fire.
Actually, Rust in real life. Holy fuck.
Or walkie-talkies. So no one knows who's in charge, and the people who are in charge can't talk to each other. Here's the bathroom. Many staff quit after only a couple of hours.
Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder how much they were even paid for this shit, because this is a nightmare.
In fact, Major Lazer wasn't even confirmed to go in the first place. The event was promoted as cashless, so all people had were these useless Disney bucks on their Fyre band, which meant they couldn't buy anything or catch a cab if they were stranded. And even with only 500 people, there are too few tents and beds, so everyone is just stealing each other's. And for any of you thinking you could just escape to the sandals, bad luck. It's peak season and they are absolutely full. People are reaching out to the embassy for help.
I mean,
After
yeah.
a few hours, most people chose to go back to the airport, and the rest were forced back home.
The other resorts were full, but at least you had a place to go, you know, I guess buy food or fucking drinking water or whatever. All things considered, this could have gone worse. Like, at least we can laugh about it because there were no casualties, you know. Some other things that internet historian covered, like Costa Concordia, for example, there were fucking casualties. People died there, so it's not as easy to mock the situation. At least the Fyre Festival had that going for it, that nobody died.
Festival was closed.
Also,
But the exodus
nice.
from the island made its own
Classic
problems.
reference.
Guests spent hours dehydrated and hung over in a hot building. Why staff locked the door isn't entirely known.
Fuck?
But one
Why?
girl fainted before they were finally reopened. Everyone gets home and that was the end of it. Except for me. I was rescuing someone, helping them out, and I got lost in the woods. Anyway, back at home, the shitstorm on social media was just ramping up. The Reddit r/Fyre Festival was created, and it started documenting everything that went wrong at the event. People were circulating a fake
smart,
tweet by Jar.
that's
the whole thing was
actually
a social experiment.
Pretty smart.
Some wholesome
for
festival memes there. And it
Reddit
quickly
users.
turned into a marketing case study of what not to do. In response, Fyre started serving cease and desist letters to stop people from saying mean things about them. Mr. Rule released an
Completely
official
insecure.
statement online, both apologizing and saying that it's not his fault. Interestingly, he wasn't even on the island at the time. He was giving a concert in Chicago. Although, to their credit, they offer everyone a full refund. Or you could always let it ride and opt in for tickets to
I mean, even if they refunded tickets, they still pretty much embezzled funds from
Meanwhile,
people
millions
who
of
invested
damage
into
control.
this project.
He claims that a storm came in the night
Because
before
they
and
did
changed
not
all of the
do that
marketing
shit
to
them
lie.
all by themselves. They had investors who put money into this.
And we got hit by a big storm.
But the apologies weren't enough. A few days later, and the first lawsuit was served.
Attorney Ben Mysalis doesn't think it's funny. He's filed a $100 million class action lawsuit against the organizers.
Then another suit. Then 7 more. Then the feds got
Damn.
involved, claiming Billy had committed wire fraud. Serious charges with serious prison time. More on that later.
But first,
Right now, let's go into the history of Fyre Festival. The marketing was clever. To get the word out, they got in touch with about 400 influencers, Instagram celebrities, and they offered them VIP tickets or cash to promote the event. They even managed to get Kendall Jenner to post about it. Rumor has it she was paid $250,000 for this post. Their marketing worked though. The festival sold out. So how did it go so wrong? Let's start with the money. During the planning process, a consultant came in and said the festival would cost $50 million and require another year of organization.
They should have planned this 2 whole years out.
This is after they made all the promises, and they had nothing near that amount, so they started cutting expenses way back. Remember those luxury villas? They were going
Yeah,
to cost $10 million.
That's such a
alone,
fucking
so
empty
they scrapped
promise.
them.
Like,
Now
come on.
everyone gets a tent. Deposits for the bands? Nope. Food, infrastructure, staff, all were cut back. But, you may ask, how did they have so little cash if they sold out? It's the price. It was way too low. Now wait a minute. Up to $250,000 a ticket is too low. In fact, on social media, People were so merciless and unsympathetic towards the guests because they thought it was a bunch of rich kids paying for tickets with a starting price of $12,000. And you can thank fake news for that assumption. You see that number repeated everywhere.
Like luxury holidays.
Very few were paying even close to that amount. The standard price was around $1,200.
Oh, okay, that's fucking crazy for a luxury holidays.
Practically all of your expenses taken care of.
Yeah,
that's pretty bloody good. In fact, some tickets were as low as $500.
6 months ago, got together and got the early bird special for about $500. And this covered food, transportation, ticket, and somewhere to sleep.
How on earth were they going to break even with that?
They weren't. Yep.
And on the flip side, there's no proof whatsoever that anyone purchased a $250,000 ticket. So basically, they're stuffed. Billy has to start taking tough short-term loans just to keep afloat.
Oh,
which,
poor
by the
Billy.
way, is why they did the fire bans. It was to raise cash. It's reported that up to $2 million in Firebucks in-game currency was spent in the lead-up to the event. But this wasn't even close to enough. Practically broke, and with the event only a few weeks away, the more experienced staff suggested postponing. But thanks to those short-term loans, he couldn't. So he insisted on going.
Wow, who would have thought that you should really plan out on such a big event with so many fucking people that you are putting in danger, basically.
So, Billy and Jar are in some serious trouble. But let's please have one failed festival that has a sequel. Well,
I have some news about that.
Billy is out on $300,000 bail. His assets were frozen as at May 18th. He dropped his expensive attorneys. He's selling his property in New York. He tried to sell Magnesis for $150,000, but it was cancelled for being fraudulent. Massively in debt and with no hope of paying it back, Fyre went into involuntary bankruptcy. And that is the end of Fyre.
Oh, that's only the beginning. As new sources claim, that's only the beginning.
You were too beautiful for this world. And as for me, well, it's time to go home.
That's how I imagine that would go. So, if you wanna learn about Fyre Festival 2 and what happened to Billy after the events of Fyre Festival 1, stay for a while and let me tell you what I read up upon before watching this video. So yeah, first up we have what happened to Billy McFarland. By the way, that's so fucking funny. I don't know why they did this. If you look up Billy McFarland Wikipedia, it says in brackets right next to his name, fraudster. And I don't know why. I mean, he is, but I never seen Wikipedia do that for anybody. They must really fucking hate McFarland. So after all of the Fyre Festival bullshit, he got arrested. He actually got sentenced to jail, and he is now released. He got sentenced in March 2018, and he was released in March 2022. So basically, he spent 4 years in jail, which, I mean, he didn't kill anybody with this stupid fucking thing, thank God, but yeah, he defrauded a bunch of people, and that's bad. He is released now. He still has to pay that money back, and I looked up his name because I wanted to know if he's still in jail before watching that video. And I shit you not, he announced on his Twitter like 10 days ago that he's doing Fyre Festival 2. Fyre Festival 2 is finally happening. Tell me why you should be invited. And everybody reacted like you would fucking expect. Somebody actually asked him in the retweets, "Tell me why you shouldn't be in jail." And he replied, "It's in the best interest of those I owe for me to be working. People aren't getting paid back if I sit on the couch and watch TV, and because I served my time." Yeah, he got a light sentence anyway, and he got released early because of... No, wait, he applied to be released early because of COVID, but that fell through. But he still got released early. He got sentenced for 6 years, and he only served 4, probably for behavior, you know. And yeah, there's a fucking website for it. That's crazy. That's insane that we are potentially getting a sequel out of this. Internet historian got his wish, like the monkey paw worked, you know. Apparently, Fyre Festival 2 has more interest than the last time, with $0 in marketing spent. So this time, Billy McFarland, the fraudster, an American con artist and convicted felon, he's saying Fyre Festival 2 will be a smash hit, and that they are focusing on getting you that great experience this time with no money spent on marketing. I don't believe that shit for a second, man. That's insane that this is still an ongoing story. Like, probably everybody thought it's a done deal, but apparently not. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching, and catch me in the next reaction or whatever the hell I decide to do. Thank you very much for supporting my channel. Remember to check out Internet Historian. Do not check out Billy McFarland, you are wasting your time. Fyre Festival 2, if it happens, it's going to be a disaster. Again, so, but I doubt it's going to even happen. He will probably just try to pull some sort of scam to pay back people he still owns for the first Fyre Festival. So yeah, catch you in the next one.